It's once again time for another Meet the Honkers episode. Hello, Honkers fans. Welcome into Meet the Honkers episode 4. I'm Justin Velazquez, and I'm thrilled to welcome Otto Grimm onto the show. What's up, Otto?
Not much. Excited to chat with you.
Keeping up the position player run here. We had head coach Andrew Oberstando on, Carson Stevens, and now Otto Grimm. So let's jump right into it. I know you're from Bemidji, Minnesota, where your dad, Jim, played at Bemidji State University and was the head coach as well. I know he stopped coaching when you were about 2 or 3 years old, but what was that like growing up, have a dad so entrenched in sport?
I would say obviously it had a lot of influence on my athletics early in life. It seemed like all the toys around the house were in some way related to athletics. He always said he didn't force athletics on me and my sister, but when those are the only toys you have, you find a way to get busy with them. So
Yeah, how did you react to that, having all those sports toys around you?
I must have liked it because I spent a lot of time outside, dragging my sister out to play catch or play baseball or anything, really being active, annoying her and my dad to go outside and play ball. So I guess it must have been good because I liked it.
I know your dad played baseball and football. So what was baseball always your number one sport?
Yeah, I think so. It's kind of hard to describe, but it just always was the most interest to me. I don't really know, I guess, how to explain it, but I tried all the sports. I played hockey, football, basketball, and I'd always found myself looking forward to baseball season during the other sports. So
You go to Bemidji High School, you have a great career there. You're a team captain for 2 years, team MVP 2 years as well. What did that mean to you?
um, it was fun. I mean, high school sports are always great memories. All the individual accomplishments are great to be acknowledged. But it would have been fun to win a state tournament or get down to one. But I had a lot of good memories and had a lot of fun and made a lot of relationships that last a long time. So
You definitely had a lot of personal success, especially your senior season. I think you were Minnesota Mr. Baseball finalist, first team all state. I believe that senior year was a huge year for you in particular. What was your mindset going into your final year?
honestly, it was probably more relaxed than any of the other years because I was already committed to play for the University of Minnesota, so I wasn't putting any pressure on myself to get recruited for school or anything, and I was just kind of going out there, for one last summer or spring with my childhood friends and just looking to have fun. And I guess I'm at my best when I'm carefree and having fun.
You would say that definitely took a weight off of you for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
That ties directly into my next question because I know you talked to Nick DeLuca last year, who was the broadcaster for the Honkers, and you told him that you can be very hard on yourself. It's a good thing, but also can be a bad thing at times. How do you navigate that so it's more of a positive than a negative?
It's a tricky road to navigate, especially in a sport like baseball when you're a hitter. When you fail more than you succeed, and you're still good at what you do. When things are going well, it's easy to stay positive and stay the course. But when you're in a slump and things aren't going that great, it's hard to get out of that hole, especially when you're hard on yourself like I am, and I hold myself to a high standard. So it gets in the way sometimes, but it also kind of keeps me propelling forward when it's going good. So there's still room to grow, and I'm a senior this year in school, but there's still things that I need to work on, and that's been something my whole life that I've kind of put an emphasis on getting better, and I certainly think I have, but there's always room for improvement there.
When you're in that slump, maybe you're, for your last 20 or something like that. Maybe you make a key, it could be defensively, right? Or base running. When you're in that slump, what do you do to make sure you don't bog down on yourself?
Um, it's a good question. I just try and remind myself why I play the game. At the end of the day, it is a game, and if you're not having any fun, what are you doing out there? And for me, when I'm having fun, things just seem to go better. My success always comes when I'm having fun, and so when I'm struggling at the plate, it's important to find, you know, reason to smile. Like you're at the ballpark playing baseball. Why aren't you having any fun? Like this is awesome. So I guess just kind of keeping that mindset of why you play the game and why you love the game, even when things aren't going well.
Yeah, I think that's such an important topic because so many different people struggle with that sort of thing, right? I struggle with it as a broadcaster, watching a game and, I maybe say, I say this word wrong, or I have this grammatical error in a sentence, or I don't get this stat like 100% right. It's like a little thing like that that, could ruin, your entire mood, just one thing. And I think it's really important to like keep perspective, like, hey, it's just one mistake, like it's just one at bat. You're gonna have three more. You can
Hmm.
go 3 for 4 and hit 750 on the day, right? As a broadcaster, you can still have like 4 more big calls and go 3 for 4 on the big call, something like that. Just like a parallel I'm trying to make here, but I definitely think that's a really important topic to address because so many different people struggle with that sort of thing. Yeah. So I want to get into another mental point. I know you told Nick you kind of talk some trash a little bit. You go to the plate and you're hyping yourself up, kind of like first that comes to my mind is Conor McGregor, right? At the press conferences, he's always hyping himself up. How did that start for you?
Um, I would say it came from playing hockey when I was younger. Um, Such a fast-paced sport, and you're on the ice for 30 to 45 seconds at a time, and it's physical, and um, you just start talking a lot of trash, and it kind of lights a fire under you and your teammates, and it kind of always worked for me to bring out the most competitive side of me. So I guess I would probably say it came from hockey at a young age, because I remember going from after I quit hockey, I tried basketball for a year, and I was trash talking, and everyone in the gym was staring at me, and I'm like, "What's going on?" When hockey, no one in the stands can hear you, but you're on the court, and the fans and the parents are right there, and everyone's staring at me like, "What's wrong with this kid?" But yeah, I think definitely from hockey when I was younger.
Hockey, you've got the boards there. Basketball,
Yeah,
the right on the floor. The fans are.
yeah.
Have you ever gotten in like an argument or an altercation because maybe you push somebody off, ahead of the line?
Yeah, there's been plenty of them. Nothing ever really too serious.
Right.
It's just in competitive spirit usually.
Yeah, I got you. So you have this big season, your senior season. You commit to the Golden Gophers. I know you told Nick you always wanted to be a Golden Gopher. You're from Bemidji, Minnesota. So I know you told him you expected that call to come that day. Now, was it something where you had to wait all day or did it happen quickly?
Um, Kind of a mixture of both. Um, it was like we had it set up, me and my family and the coaches at school at the University of Minnesota, where I was gonna have a phone call with the head coach. I think it was like the day that it was legal to offer a kid in high school, because there's like certain dates and all that confusing stuff. But I'm pretty sure it was the first day that I could legally accept an offer or get an offer from a school. And so we'd set it up like the week before. Hey, Coach Anderson's gonna call you at I can't remember, it was like 7 p.m. on Monday night. And so like I knew when it was gonna happen, but it was still, you wake up Monday morning anxious and excited. You kind of know what's gonna happen, but at the same time, you don't know exactly. So it was a long day, exciting day. But I guess back to your question, a little bit of both. That once he called, it happened really quick, but the anticipation all day and all week kind of felt long.
Definitely had some like anxiousness. Did
Yeah.
doubt creep into your mind?
No, never any doubt. I guess I was just the way my recruiting process went, that it was pretty evident to me and my family and the coaches at school that we were all kind of on the same page. As we all knew I wanted to go there, and they wanted me to come here. So there was never any doubt. They knew I wasn't going to listen to any other offers from other schools, and yeah, no doubt ever.
I know you told Nick your dad, mom, and sister were there. How did you guys celebrate after you got the call?
Um, Tears of joy for sure. Kind of everything hits you at once of all the hours you spent, and finally getting a glimpse of your childhood dream becoming a reality, and all your hard work paying off, and all the hours your family sacrificed for you, all kind of coming together. It was emotional and exciting.
So you have this huge moment, right? One of your moments of your life, but at the end of your senior season, you suffer a knee injury, right? You tore your ACL, you tore your meniscus in your right knee as well, I believe. So this huge moment, and then it's like you have the apex and you come crashing down, right? So how did you battle that rehab with the injury?
It was difficult. I think freshman year of college for anyone is a difficult time, kind of finding your identity and meeting new people and building relationships, and being a student athlete. I like, you want to get down there in the fall and kind of make a name for yourself, and hopefully get a shot at playing as a freshman. And coming in injured and rehabbing and kind of missing out on some team workouts and stuff like that, it definitely made it difficult. But the support staff and the teammates and the culture down here, it made all the rehab and all the stuff like that much easier, and everyone was so accepting. Obviously, it's taxing, going from high school schooling to now you're at a Big Ten university with little tougher classes where you actually got to put in a little extra effort. So you're mentally stressed out from school and rehab, and it was a lot. But like I said, the family culture down here certainly help through that.
I know you mentioned a support system and teammates. Who are some key people in particular that helped you get through that period?
It's tough to put a finger on a select few people, because there's just so many that, I could turn any guy in the locker room, and whether I needed a laugh or a little motivation, I could turn any guy in the locker room, or any of the coaches, trainers. It's tough to point a finger at one particular people, but for sure my family, even though they weren't here, just knowing I can call them whenever, and just that emotional support that you get from a family. Um, yeah.
So you're entering, I know the Minnesota site says you're a redshirt junior, gets confusing with the COVID stuff, but entering your redshirt junior season. I know last year you told Nick defense was a big area of focus for you. Obviously, you're focused, you're working on everything, but he said defense was one thing in particular. So how do you feel about your defense at this point?
Good. I think it was great to be in Rochester last summer and play so many games, and you get a lot of practice out there, and it's tough to beat in-game reps, and you get a lot of them in the long summer of the Northwoods League season. So Definitely improved there throughout the summer, and then at school, our new volunteer coach Trey Valver has been a great help. There's always ways, new things to learn and ways to improve, and the Northwoods League, I think, is just a great opportunity for that because, like I said, you just can't beat in-game repetition.
This is going to be your fourth year playing summer ball, I believe, right?
Um, Third, because the COVID summer I didn't play. I just played like town ball, but you could say 3.5, I guess.
How important has summer ball been?
It's been everything. You get so much out of baseball with your college programs, but the summer is a great time to develop as a player and a teammate and a leader. Playing with a bunch of random dudes you never met before, and kind of try to establish a team identity and a culture with guys you don't even know, as well as trying to improve as a player. I just think it's so valuable for college players to play in these summer leagues because you make lifelong relationships, and you get a lot out of it. So many games, and you just can't beat all the at bats and the live reps and all the stuff like that.
A lot of memorable experiences.
Absolutely, it's a lot of fun.
What's your most memorable summer ball experience? Doesn't have to be the Northwood.
I don't know. Um, it's tough to put a finger on my most memorable. I would just say just the grind. Not even just any particular summer. It's just the grind is fun, and it's taxing, and everyone's going through it. And you look back at the end of the summer and you're like, wow, it was fun. In the middle of it, you're kind of like, this sucks. I need a break. But I would say the grind is just my favorite part.
I know you said to Nick last year, one of your favorite parts was talking to guys from different programs and learning from them because you're hearing stuff, pointers from a different perspective, right? A fresh perspective. So, what's the big thing or a couple things that you've learned in summer ball that's made you gone like, oh, wow, I never thought about that way?
Um, Again, it's tough to put a finger on specific things, but I always like to learn from guys, and how they lead, and how they teach their teammates. Because I think, like you kind of mentioned, everyone learns in different ways, and you could say one thing one way and somebody interprets it another way, but you could, like, people learn so differently based on how you say things to them. Just kind of observing how people go about leading, and different ways it works and in different ways it doesn't work. I think that's been the most beneficial thing that I've learned from my teammates throughout summer ball, is just different ways to go about your business to be a good teammate and a good leader.
How have you kind of seen how other people go about their business and maybe altered the way you have?
Um, I guess, did you say who or how?
How? It could be
How? Well, one guy last summer that I really enjoyed learning from was Jack Collette from San Jose State. I learned a lot from him, not only baseball stuff, but leadership wise and being a good teammate. He was a hard worker, and I really liked the way he carried himself. And he just is one of those people where he just comes off as a natural leader, and an easy guy to back and get behind. I guess, kind of to answer your question, he's the guy that I learned the most from. I know it wasn't exactly a question, but um, yeah, he was a great leader, and I learned a lot from him.
safe to say you're excited to play with Jack again this summer.
Yeah, it should be fun.
It'd be fun to watch you guys on the diamond. A couple of months away. I know you're on your college ball, but I think the summer is going to be fun. So appreciate you taking the time out of your day, Otto. I know it's been a long one here today on a Monday, last day of February 28th, shortest month of the year. But that always it's like the 28th and then it's March 1st. It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you taking the time, man.
Yeah, it was fun. Thank you.
Thank you for watching, Honkers fans. Be on the lookout for episode 5 coming up. Each episode releases each Friday at noon Central and the Rochester Honkers YouTube channel.